All right, welcome back to another episode. We made it to episode 2, and I could not be any more happier. This is something that I've really been wanting to do, and it's something new that kind of gets me excited. To press record, talk, yap for a while. So, yeah, I'm chilling here on the couch. I'm gonna talk for a while, talk about some different mindset things. I'm toting around with the idea of the title of this actual, I guess, podcast show, so I don't know what to exactly title it yet, but we're going to figure that out. We're not worried about that. We're worried about the true quality knowledge and everything I'm going to share. You can take it with a grain of salt, but I do have some good things to talk about today, and I think you should be able to take some things away as well. So if you're down and you want to sit with me for about 30 minutes, I might have to leave in the middle, so if I come back and look a little different, it's because I was outside for a few. But other than that, let's get into it. Get your snacks, get your drinks. Let's do this. Okay, so many of you guys know that I'm pretty big on mindset. I'm pretty big on, just kind of analyzing how I feel day to day, mentally, physically, and I really try to deep dive into those certain feelings and just learn about myself. Learn from others, learn from what other people have to say, and just pretty much just take in as much knowledge as I can and to become a better version of myself in the future. So, a little backstory. I think it was Wednesday night. I was walking over this little bridge over this creek, and the creek was big, but the bridge was not. And there was these weeds like at the end of the bridge that had grown up on it. And so I was like, I don't want to go through those, poison ivy and stuff like that. I get it really bad. And so I was like, I'm going to jump over it. So, I jump over things all the time. I run. My ankles are like bulletproof. And so I wasn't worried about that at all. And I jumped and landed, and I just completely folded my ankle under. And it was brutal. But it is what it is. But rolled my ankle. And normally, when I roll my ankle, I just walk it off. It's fine. And I did. I walked it off for a little bit. But this one was not one you can walk off. Thankfully, I don't think anything's broken. But, I was just busy doing all these things and training and riding and all these things. And then it just got immediately, stopped. Like I just got a complete roadblock in front of me. And I'm like, yesterday was the first day with it. Because it happened later that night on Wednesday. But excuse me, sorry, I just ate dinner. But it happened later that night, and then I was like, well, I'm gonna see how it acts and how it reacts, and I have yet to be able to run on it or cycle or ride dirt bikes because it hurts, and it hurts to walk in a straight line. It's okay side to side, but that's not the moral of the story. I kept telling myself, man, this is such a setback. This is such a, oh my goodness, it's just going to set me back so much. And I started worrying and catastrophizing, and I'm like, oh my goodness, what are we going to do? But really, what I need to learn, and what this kind of taught me, is that, I can look at it one or two ways. I can look at it as a setback, and I can sit here and, for lack of a better term, just whine and cry about it, or I can whine about it a little bit, but pick myself up and let's keep going. We got to figure it out. We got to grow, and we got to figure out what works. And honestly, that's pretty much all we can do as far as control. It's very easy to worry about everything that you control in this scenario, and like I talked in the last episode, it's just wanting to control everything, but knowing that there's only select things that we can control. And so if I can just worry about that and get the little things right, it's just a part of this path and this process. So I don't look at it as a setback. I'm just looking at it as a lesson to know that it was a little fluke accident. I wasn't being dumb jumping off of. It's not like I jumped off a bridge and landed 20 feet down. It's not that. It was a little tiny step down, maybe 3 feet, maybe, and the ground was just uneven. So it's nothing. I was not being dumb. It was just simply a fluke accident. I'm like, well, this sucks, but I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to get stuck on it, and I'm not going to worry about it or fret over it or sit and just stew about it, because it's not going to get me anywhere. It's easy to get mad about it. I could have easily gotten mad about it and said, well, this sucks. I'm just not going to do anything. But instead, I've got a brace. I've done the right things that I can do for it and went on about my life. And it's feeling a little bit better if you're worried about how it's feeling. But yeah, that's just one thing I wanted to talk about, is how that it's not a setback if you can learn from it. Setbacks are not setbacks if you can learn from them. It's simply not. So if you're injured in a sport, you break a leg, break an ankle, do anything like that, don't look at it as a setback. Look at it as what went wrong for that to happen, so I can better prepare myself for that not to happen again. And, my situation was a little different, but that's just it's not the exact point, but it's just in the grand scheme of things. It's no different than looking at like film if you're a football player or a baseball player. Looking like, what can I do wrong here? Why did I not get that home run? Why did I not get that? Like, why was I not able to make it to second or whatever? It's the same concept. So, something to think about, something that I learned, and hopefully you guys can take away. And if you're dealing with something similar, you can apply it in your life as well. Next topic is, I was listening to a podcast, and, obviously I've been told this before in my life, but it's just kind of over my head, not really worried about it, and not really thought anything, not gave it any second thought. And it's basically the concept of moving through something, just to kind of correlate with this, moving through something, then and moving through a period of life, and not really sitting and drowning in it. You don't have to do that. It's a choice. I can either sit here and drown in it, sit here and cry. I can sit here and do this, or feel all these emotions, which is totally okay, or I can move through it. And it's more that concept of telling your brain, like, hey, I'm moving through this. I'm not stuck. I'm not stuck here. I'm not sitting here drowning in this, obviously figuratively, but I'm not sitting here drowning in this and doing nothing about it. We have to, there's tons of things in our life that we have to learn to move through. There's tons of situations, there's tons of scenarios, and it's just like, if you take that and apply that to certain things in life, it could be the littlest thing. I hit the mic. Hopefully that didn't mess anything up. But it could be the simplest thing. It could be, man, this one chore is really weighing on me. Like, it's really wearing me out. Like, yeah, it sucks. It's not fun. Or, hey, I'm moving through this, and I'm going to get through it no matter what, because I always do. And that's another thing. Back it up with history. Back it up with, I've made it through this before. Certainly I can do it again. So use that in that. And that kind of goes into my next topic, which is being confident in the approach. I kind of just use that in my mind. It kind of doesn't make sense in some realms, but it's simply just something for me to say when I don't feel like I'm in control of a scenario. So I'm just like, dude, be confident in the approach and take over and do it. Doesn't matter what the outcome is, or because we don't know the outcome 99% of the time. So just be confident in the approach and doing it. Be confident in what you're doing, and your mind will work at its biggest capacity, I guess, for lack of a better term. But that's, it's really simple. I just told myself, dude, confident in the approach, confident that I can do this, confident that I'm doing everything I can. And, anxiety, it's trying to control every little possible scenario. And it's hard. It's difficult. It's hard to manage and learn. But really, you just have to know what you can do to mitigate that, or what you can do to better prepare for the next scenario you feel anxious, for the next scenario that, oh my goodness, my heart rate's increasing because of this. Instead of worrying about how much that is heightening your anxiety, worry about what you're trying to avoid. And that's another thing, another topic that kind of segues right in. Look at me go. Hold on, I need a drink. Classic lemonade. Nothing says American more than that. All right, so this quote from Quinlan Walter. I think it's Walter. Walter, don't quote me on that. It says, anxiety is really just putting off feelings and emotion. No, anxiety is really just putting off feeling and emotion for as long as possible. So I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to, well, I don't want to do this because it's going to make this person upset. I don't want to do this because it's going to make him or her think of me differently. It's going to make him or her make this comment, or it's going to make this break, or it's going to make this. So if you break it down, we're just pretty much avoiding the emotion of feeling sad, the emotion of feeling disappointed, the emotion of feeling angry. Those emotions, it's literally, and she said it best in the podcast with Chris Williamson, but she said it best, and I'm totally quoting her a lot here, but it really resonated with me because now I can apply it in my life, because anxiety really is just putting off a feeling and putting off that feeling of that emotion that you're avoiding. If you're so anxious about something that you're making sure that you can control everything you can, all you're avoiding is the emotion, whether that's happiness, that's sadness. I hope you're not avoiding happiness. That would be weird. That would suck, but I'm sure there's a way to. But yeah, that's something to look at and something to think about next time if you deal with that. I know I certainly do, but that's something to think about. Dude, if I hit this mic one more time. I don't have the best setup yet, but I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about getting quality content to you. So my setup over here is kind of anyways. Another thing that kind of doesn't relate to any of kind of the topics I've talked about yet is it says, it's a quote, and I apply it in buying things, getting this thing, how's it going to benefit me, what does it do for me? And it says, you don't want the thing, you want the feeling the thing gives you. I don't want the new car, I want the feeling the new car gives me. We're not worried about the object, we're worried about what it gives me. And that's kind of, when you think about it and boil it down, that's absolutely true. I don't want this brand new thing. I don't want this $10,000 camera or whatever. I want the feeling it gives me. Whether that feeling is, hey, I got this and I'm better than you, which is not a way to think. Or, hey, I've got this, so I feel like I should act like this. All it is just a bunch of actions and how you feel other people perceive you. You see it every day. You see everybody get all their new cars, and sure there's circumstances for reasons they get new cars, but that's a big thing I look at. It's everybody's like, oh, I've got this big fancy Jeep Wagoneer or whatever, the newest car, whatever, and it's I'm like, dude, it is not about what you drive. 99% of people could care less about what you drive. It's more so the fact, how reliable is your car? Can your car get you from point A to point B, and you can work on it? That's getting a little off in the weeds, and you can work on it. You can provide in that realm. I just don't understand everybody getting new cars, and I don't know. It just doesn't. Now, if I had $100,000 to blow on a new truck, okay, I'll go get it. But if I'm that financially well off, I'm sure I'll be putting it somewhere else. But I don't know. That's something to really consider if you're thinking about getting something new like that. And if you break that feeling down and you're thinking that you want someone to notice you want someone to see you, and that's not the right way to think. Because at the end of the day, so many people have their own stuff to worry about. They could worry or care less about what 99% of people could worry or care less about what you have, and they don't. And if that's their emotion and their feeling, so be it. Let them feel it. That's not for you to worry about. And I used to think that early on in my racing, when I started racing, I felt like I needed this flashy gear. I felt like I needed these flashy parts and these billet aluminum things, and I don't. I literally don't. It's not going to make me any better at the level I am. So why get it if it's not going to make me any better? But I couldn't get stuck on that because everybody else had it. And I was like, okay, but that's not going to make them feel the way I feel about them, if that makes sense. So, yeah, it's just, gosh, it's just, sometimes I kick myself because I used to feel that way. But, all right, enough of that. Now, we're going to talk about a little bit of training. Is your training benefiting you mentally, or digging an even deeper hole that feels like there's no way out? I've done this thousands of times. It feels like I just need to go train because it feels like second nature, but which is good. It's a good thing that it's habitual, but I don't need to feel like I need to train to get that validation in my mind. Oh my goodness, I can't get fat again. I can't get weak again. I can't not have any muscle again, because realistically that can't happen in a day. If you miss a day, it's okay. It's a bar. Anyways, if you miss a day, it's okay. So is your training benefiting your mental state, or is it literally just benefiting your ego? I guess there's nothing wrong with it benefiting your ego, but if you're trying to focus on something else, like a marathon time, and you're worried about your marathon training benefiting your ego, that's your sole focus, then you got your focus wrong. So it's breaking down how you want certain things to feel in your life. So is your training, my training, I've tailored it so it benefits me mentally. Does this workout feel good? Does this workout feel progressive? Does this workout feel like it would benefit me on a bike, in a scenario where I need to help someone, in a scenario where I need to get up off the ground really fast, in a scenario where I need to lift something heavy onto a shelf? Is this helping me? Is this training helping me jump off the little edge of this little bridge here to get to the ground? Obviously, we know the outcome of that. But anyways, that's something to think about, is like whether that's your job, or like is what I'm doing in my job benefiting my mental state, or is it benefiting everybody else around me? Like, is it literally just benefiting the other people that obviously go through the motions? Some people just do that. I don't see how they do it, but some people that are just going through the motions, like, is it just benefiting those people? Or is it also benefiting me? So that's something to think about and take away from this. What are we at? Like 16-ish minutes in. Anyways, I hope you guys like this. I enjoy making these. I enjoy sitting here and talking. It's calming to me. It's calming sitting here talking about topics. I'd like to make some longer episodes, but for right now, we're going to be right around the 20-minute mark, and I'm okay with that. But yeah, went over some things. So just to recap, setbacks are not setbacks if there's something to learn. Moving through something, moving through a period of life, and not sitting around and drowning in it, it's simply a choice. No matter what it is, you can move through it. And then talking about anxiety, talking about how it correlates with emotions. It's literally just putting off the feeling of an emotion for as long as possible, and thinking about what we're buying and we're purchasing. Are we thinking about it for the betterment of us or the people around us, or are you worried about how other people think and perceive us? Because no matter what, no matter who you are, you're always going to worry about what other people think in some realm. Because at the end of the day, we're animals and we're human beings, and so that's how life is. That's how we used to live way back long ago. We would compare each other to others to make sure we were providing enough, and there's a whole rabbit hole. But excuse me, man. And then obviously training, making sure that you have your goals and your values set properly. And if they're not, take a step back, whether that's writing down on paper, talking to someone, whatever that is. Make sure you have it set right. Make sure you have them set properly. So, I gotta go talk to someone outside. I thank you guys for watching and listening. And I appreciate just this blessing to be able to post on YouTube and post myself talking. Is truly something awesome. So, thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you liked this episode. And yeah, later.